Grand Chief Mike Delisle joins us right now on the show. It's becoming a normal thing we got going on here.
Morning, Gene.
What was the turnout like last night?
50 plus people. I think it was a pretty good turnout, and some new faces that I haven't seen in a long time, and some faces that I never saw at a community meeting. So overall, I think it was good participation.
Okay, let's start with the proposed Type 3 process for the creation of laws, or the quicker way to get a law through.
It's basically to announce to the community that we're looking at building criteria with input from community, and it became contentious at that point about how we would move this thing forward quickly through the CDMP with KLCC, Kahnawake Legislative Coordinating Commission, coordinating. Some people feel very strongly that it's not community-based enough and that more participation, and we're trying to get the horses to the water at this point, come in and do their job and take the responsibility seriously and participate. A couple of other technical aspects that maybe we need to reconsider that council will look at probably in the new term on how we can make it more community friendly, if you will. Right. But it's an urgent matter, and it needs to be taken seriously.
Can you just reiterate the reason for having a Type 3 law like this?
The example that we're facing right now is matrimonial real property, matrimonial real interests that the federal government will probably pass into law sometime in the fall, September, October, and giving Indian country communities a year to be able to establish their own. Otherwise, this will become the law in Kahnawake and every other Native community. It's extremely detrimental in terms of granting rights to people that we don't feel would have those rights. We understand that women and men in some cases need to be taken care of, and in this day and age, unfortunately, people do separate through divorce and other ways. But we want to ensure that you need to be a Mohawk of Kahnawake to be able to hold and establish land in the community. So that's one of the things. It's an example. So if they're looking to pass that quickly, and we have a year after September, October, we want to pass something to thwart their efforts within the next year.
So people should really make it their business to look into this thing and find out the reasons why.
Absolutely, and come out and not only support the issue of the law, but the process itself, and become involved.
Yeah. Seigneury, I know you did an update on that.
Very lengthy, and it was hot last night, and it was late after the thunderstorm we had, but tried to give as comprehensive an update as I could over the past several years in terms of negotiation, giving a brief update on a recap of where we came from in '94 with the research and when federal government finally approved it to negotiate, the status position we're at now, and some of the large mountains we're trying to climb in getting out of the specific claim policy and having Canada accept responsibility, as well as some of the terms and conditions that Kahnawake is moving forward with, looking at going into consultation phase again with the community probably sometime in the fall, hopefully. The launching of a website as well, which will happen fairly soon, probably sometime over the summer. We have to decide what the launching date will be, but just an overall update before election to assure that community is aware of where the process is.
Okay. The Turtle Island Theatre Company suddenly finding themselves in a tight spot as far as having a home location. They made a presentation last night. How did that go? Good.
I think it went very well. Late request to come on and present to not only council but the community at large, whoever showed up last night. Contingent of about 10 or a dozen people stood up, and at one point we thought they would put on a show, but they said right at the beginning that they wouldn't. One of the performers, Lindsay LeBourne's daughter, Brittany, did read a letter and presented it to council with a package looking for several things, one of them being the ability to acquire common land for the building of a proposed 6,000 square foot amphitheater and building for the Turtle Island Theatre Company. So their support, obviously, in the community support here at council. They've already set up meetings with the land body through Melanie Gilbert, and we'll see where that goes. But overall, I think it went well. Okay. And finally, the open discussion. There was a question about the situation with education, the Combined Schools Committee, the independent investigation, and that whole thing that's going on right now. It's snowballed into such a big thing. Yeah. What was that about? It's been a long time, I mean, since the dismissal of the former Director of Education back in January. There's been groundswells up and down and all types of discussion, innuendo, and meetings. We're hoping to put some closure to that today by a press release, which will be launched hopefully before noon, and understanding that there's been frustration from parents, from staff, from the committee itself, who we met with last Friday, hoping to put some closure and open another door to have, again, support from parents in the community. So we're looking to relieve some of that pressure soon.
Okay. Well, I guess that just about covers it. Thank you for coming in. Thanks for putting up with the noise
Not a
coming up
problem.
from upstairs, and we'll talk to you again probably next week on the show
Yeah.
again.